keeps us on the air. So thanks for tuning in and being part of the Regional Radio family. We're proud to bring local, compelling content to you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
WTIM. Good morning, Central Illinois, and welcome to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai. You know, the Taylorville Kiwanis Club has its annual pancake and sausage breakfast coming up this Saturday, and here to talk about it and much more is someone who wears a lot of hats, including with the Taylorville Kiwanis Club. I'm talking about Will Perkins. He is the Key Club advisor. He's the fundraising committee chairman. I think that's what it is. And the chairman also of the Pancake and Sausage Breakfast Committee, all with the Taylorville Kiwanis Club. Will, thanks for coming in this morning.
Well, thank you, Reed. So happy to be here.
Yeah. Good to have you in this morning. We actually were able to get this interview arranged a bit later on in the proceedings. But we got you in, and that is great. So like I said, the breakfast is this Saturday morning. What should folks know about it?
It's we've been doing this for years now, but it's really probably our largest fundraiser, second largest fundraiser for the Kiwanis Club. This Saturday, we're doing pancake and sausage breakfast. We've always had a wonderful turnout. It'll be held at the Taylorville Moose Lodge here at 720 Macadam Drive, so not too far from the YMCA. Breakfast is from 6:30 a.m. until 11 a.m. So come out, join us. If you prefer to dine in, we'll have plenty of seating within the Moose. The Moose is always great to work with. That's where we have our weekly meetings at. We're also going to have drive-up service, coming through. So it's really, it works out for everybody. It's come out, join us. The funds all go to a great cause in our local community, and it's something we're proud to do and proud to help the children in our community.
Yeah, and you've said you've been doing this for some time. It really makes an impact for folks. Talk about what goes into like organizing this event every year. What's that like?
We've been doing this, for so long. It starts to kind of, work itself, through there. Everybody kind of has their own roles in that, but we really start planning this in January or so every year. And we have different committees or different people on the committee that break up and handle different duties and that. But, from getting all the food together and all the supplies and that, getting help. One of my roles with the club is I'm the Builders and Key Club advisor. And the Key Club is kind of like the high school version of Kiwanis. And something I'm really proud of is getting to work with the kids and going in there and we always take a group of Kiwanians and meet with the Key Club. And those kids are giving back, they're donating their time. It's all on a volunteer basis. And I went into Mr. Howard as the faculty advisor, for the kids here in Taylorville. And Mr. Howard's always great to deal with. And the kids, they run their own club, they elect their own officers. But going in there, I met with them and said, hey, we have our pancake and sausage breakfast coming up, on Saturday, April 25th. Can you help us out? And I put 8 slots on there. We have 2 different shifts and hoping to get, if we can get 4 or 5 kids, we're normally doing pretty good. And Mr. Howard sent me the sheet here this week. We have 9 kids that signed up for the first session to help us, and we have 11 in the second session. And so I think that's something true that's special about Kiwanis, because not only do we have individuals in the community and, donating their time, but we have our young individuals in the community. These are, freshmen through seniors that are coming out, donating their time on a Saturday to come out and help the community, help the Kiwanis Club. So that's something I'm really proud of, is to see all those kids coming out, and some of them have signed up for both sessions. So it's really special, and that's something that's unique to our Kiwanis Club.
Yeah, too many cooks in the kitchen there, it sounds like, but that's a good problem to have, I suppose. And that's going to feel really special from kind of your perspective, because like we're adults, we know the importance of giving back, serving of the community, kind of putting in that time. But then you're working with kids who are kind of getting into it for maybe the first time, and then you're seeing these folks really step up, it seems.
Oh yeah, and it's all the kids in the high school have to do their service hours and that. And my son's a sophomore at Taylorville High School. And, he worked out at Kiwanis Park for part of his and different things, but seeing the kids come out there and donate that time. And it sounds like a lot of people coming in. Oh, we have 11 kids coming in plus the Kiwanis members, but, we have people running the drive-through. So that takes, several individuals to make sure it runs smooth. People delivering food to people. There's a bunch of us back in the kitchen that, I'm normally back in the kitchen and plating meals and, kind of, coordinating that part. Dwayne Stock's always cooking pancakes and that. And Dwayne does an excellent job with that. We have 2 people assigned to handling, the sausage and make sure that's rolling, pancake mix, and making sure everything's cleaned up in the dining area, doing dishes and that. So it takes a lot of people to put on an event like this. And it's all done on a volunteer basis. So we definitely always can use the help, always looking to grow, grow the club and looking for more help and, seeing how we can benefit our community.
No, that's lovely that you get that kind of involvement and that you get that kind of impact. It seems that you're having through this event and through your work through the Kiwanis Club. So you mentioned you're a key club advisor. I know you talked a little bit about what that's like. Anything else to share in terms of kind of what that role entails on your end?
For me, it's just really being there to, help Mr. Howard or help any of the officers of our key club, anything that they would need. But the club really runs itself. I mean, they come up with their own fundraisers, different activities. They've done bake sales. They're volunteering at different events and just giving back to the community. It's something really, like I said, it's unique, to the Kiwanis Club and getting our younger individuals. This year we didn't have a builders club at the junior high. We'd love to get our builders club started again. And because that's giving, the younger kids a chance to really give back to their community. They've, our builders club, which like I said, is the junior high version. They've been nationally recognized before for their efforts.
The Taylorville chapter?
Yeah, the Taylorville chapter.
Okay, nice.
Yes. Yeah. When they worked with, I believe it was the Heartland Hooves program, and, just stuff that they've done with senior citizens, doing, things that the younger kids have done for the faculty and that at their school, just getting kids involved in. And a big part of this is, and this is with anybody, any skill, is when you're elected as an officer of the Builders Club or the Key Club, you've got to be able to get up and speak in front of people. Yeah. And you're there with your peers, but that's a big deal for whether it be a 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th grader or a high school student to be able to get up and speak in front of a group. Yeah. And that teaches them useful skills. It teaches them organization for running a meeting. And those are skills that are, going to serve them well, into their future lives. And that's something as an, employer in the community that we really, look for is, can you get up? Can you talk to people? How do you handle yourself? What is your professionalism like? And seeing these kids and taking on a leadership role and, just even showing up for meetings and participating and volunteering. If you say you're going to be somewhere and volunteer and they're there, that is a skill that, sometimes we take for granted, yeah. But that's, you don't see a lot of kids, always jumping up, and these kids, really take an active role. Our Key Club this year is somewhere around 40 members. And that's pretty impressive to see that many kids, because there's a lot of other, activities that they can be involved in, and to see them step up. And a lot of them are in, multiple activities, but, they're in sports and they're in, maybe they're in FFA or student council, a lot of different organizations. And seeing these kids step up and want to help is, means a lot, to our community.
No, I bet. And in terms of like the public speaking part, I would think a thing or two about public speaking. You run a couple businesses and you're involved with the Kiwanis Club. How have you maybe incorporated some of that into the work you've done with the members of the Key Club?
Yeah, it's going when you go in, and that's something a lot of times I'll start with the Builders Club, but when I go in and talk to them, kind of our introductory meeting we normally do in around September, October every year, and that's one of the skills, I tell the kids is taking an active leadership role in there. It takes a lot to be a leader, to go through the election process and you get elected in there. But the skills that you will learn and be able just to get up and talk to your peers and makes a huge difference. And some kids that are not as comfortable with it, but you can grow into that role. Maybe you start as the secretary in the club or the treasurer in the club, and work your way up. But it's a chance that when you can get up and, just same thing when you go in to meet an employer for an interview or anywhere you go and you shake somebody's hand and, and be able to look them in the eye and talk to them, goes a long ways. And it's impressive seeing these kids do that. And, heck, a couple of our members from our Key Club, they're also on Tommy TV, and they came and spoke to our Kiwanis Club, Yep. So here, I believe they're both juniors, and Molly and Kavya came in and in front of a group of, 30 Kiwanians or so in there, all adults, did an excellent job speaking to the group. Our Christian County CEO program, some of the, them are also in the Key Club and that, but the CEO, seeing how they handle themselves, being able to come out and present at different functions, really makes you feel good about the future, of the kids that we have in our community, and that they're getting those opportunities, to learn those useful skills.
No, and I think it's great that you're working with them, giving them those opportunities. You mentioned the Christian County CEO students. I would imagine they have been one of the folks who's come to your meetings before.
Yeah. Every week in the Kiwanis Club, we meet at Tuesdays at noon, Tuesdays at noon here at the Moose Lodge. And the CEO, program has come in, so they bring in, a group of kids. And, they always rotate through different ones, talking about different things or different, fundraisers they have going on, or projects they have coming on. But the kids are always well spoken and, have really, worked hard in putting things together. And they're very organized, and that's something that's impressive to see. And we're always looking for program ideas, and that for our Kiwanis Club meetings. And Alec Myers is the one that handles that, and Alec does a really nice job, as our program chair. It's a chance. It's Kiwanis Club. I've been a member of Kiwanis now for 12 plus years, and it's a great organization. It's part of your membership. It's we have lunch every day at the Moose, and the Moose does a wonderful job, puts together a great meal. But we have different speakers that come in throughout the month, and you get to learn about a lot of different things going on in our community. But we give back a lot to the community also.
No, that all is just really awesome to hear about. It's inspiring, and it's just a pleasure to hear about. I'm glad we could have you on this morning to talk about it. Will Perkins with the Taylorville Kiwanis Club. He wears a lot of hats there, and we're going to take a little bit of a break. When we come back, we'll talk a little more about the pancake and sausage breakfast and what it all is really for, because it's certainly for a lot. And we're going to hear more about that after this break here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station.
Your information station, WTIM.
AgriTalk is the radio talk show for American agriculture. Hi, everybody. I'm your host, Chip Flory. We join you weekday mornings from 10 to 11 on WTIM on AM and FM and on the WTIM streams. We provide farmers and ranchers with timely insights and information aimed at improving their operations. Join me, Chip Flory, weekdays at 10:06 on your Ag Information Station, WTIM.
Hi, this is Carl Krumsick. Why do you need a monument? It's a place to visit, to remember, and to begin healing. At Krumsick Monument Company, we're locally owned with low overhead, so families can honor their loved ones without overspending. We offer complete services of cleaning, resetting, and adding death dates. Let us design your legacy in beautiful granite. Call 217-825-5197 for an appointment. Krumsick Monument Company, 114 North Webster Street, Taylorville, Illinois.
The Certified Winter Canola Program from Pioneer and Bunge Chevron Ag Renewables is bringing success to Illinois farmers. Listen to Leon Adams from Jefferson County.
Pioneer has worked with Bunge and Chevron to develop these canola hybrids that fit our growing environment here in Southern Illinois. Canola ends up being a great strategy for profitability going into the future because it has a lot more flexibility.
Add a new revenue stream to your farm in the renewable fuels market. Visit pioneer.com/wintercanola to join today.
It's time to renew or purchase your new 2-year golf membership at one of the area's most popular courses, Lakeshore Golf Course, just south of Taylorville. Manager Jason Boldig here, reminding you of these benefits our members receive, including unlimited greens fees at all 4 of our area courses. The best part's the price, just $318 for a 2-year membership. Get to Lakeshore Golf Course, just south of Taylorville now to renew or purchase your new 2-year golf membership and get in the swing.
This is Dwayne Wheeler, the police chief of the city of Taylorville. As a law enforcement officer, I've seen the impact that depression and suicide have on many people. Many times, those contemplating suicide endure considerable suffering and distress, but there is help. If you feel depressed or lonely, there are many resources to help you. You can call a trusted relative, friend, or minister, or call the Suicide Prevention Lifeline at 1-800-273-TALK. That is 1-800-273-TALK. All of us are here to help you. Thank you.
Hi, this is Will Perkins with Taylorville Community Credit Union. Find out about all the products and services we provide by clicking our icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
At Taylorville Estates Assisted Living, life feels lighter with helping hands always nearby and activities that bring people together. Every day offers comfort and connection. From shared meals to shared moments, it's a place that feels like family. Discover the joy waiting at Taylorville Estates Assisted Living. Click their icon at TaylorvilleDailyNews.com.
WTIM.
You're listening to the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. The show is sponsored by People's Bank and Trust, where they put people first, and Landmark of Taylorville. I'm your host, Reed Kamai, and I continue my conversation with Will Perkins, who is with the Taylorville Kiwanis Club. He is a key club advisor. He is the chair of the fundraising committee. He's the chair of the Pancake and Sausage Breakfast Committee. And that last one is quite timely because he's here talking about the Kiwanis Club's Pancake and Sausage Breakfast that is happening this Saturday from 6:30 to 11 at the Taylorville Moose Lodge. And Will, if folks want to buy tickets, how can they do that?
Yeah, they're welcome to come out to the door anytime between 6:30 and 11 at the Taylorville Moose Lodge on the day of the event. So we're selling tickets at the door, but we're also pre-selling tickets. So you can purchase tickets at the Chamber of Commerce. People's Bank has tickets, or you can come see us at the credit union. You walk right up to our teller line. You don't have to be a member. Credit union's located at 422 West Main Cross here in Taylorville. But walk in, they're $9 a ticket. It is an all-you-can-eat breakfast. So come out. We'd love to have, everybody come out and join us. Come into the credit union. You'll be in and out. We can give you a ticket, $9, and you'll be set up to go for our pancake and sausage breakfast this Saturday.
All right. So $9 there for the ticket. And then I think you had also mentioned that you're going to have it available as like a drive up system as well. So is that like you just get the meal, you drive up, you get the meal, and then you head out?
Yeah. So what happens is customers will drive right up to the front of the Moose. We'll have it. There'll be cones set up. We'll come out. We'll get a number from you. Get what your order is. If do you want white milk? Do you want chocolate milk?
Okay.
What would you like to drink with your meal? And then what they do is they drive around to the backside of the kitchen, and we'll have designated areas out there. We'll come out and let you know we've got your order, and then we'll get everything put together for you. Bring out your order, and then they can go on their way. And I will point out too that everything is made fresh while we're there. So when you come in and order your pancakes and that, we don't start cooking the pancakes until a person comes in. So everything is fresh, it's hot, it's not just sitting in a warmer, or anything. And it's something that's, like I say, Dwayne Stock is normally the one that's doing the pancakes, and Dwayne does an excellent job, with that. So it's always a great meal, and we're happy to do it.
No, that is lovely, and it's good as well that you have the drive up option. So if folks, want to get involved and help the cause, but they can't sit down, or if they're sick and they don't want to be around other people, there's a way to do that as well. So again, that's coming up this Saturday. And then in terms of the cause, talk a little bit about what those funds are used for, as we have about 2 minutes to go.
Yep. On our, like I said, it's $9 for a ticket to come in. But the programs that the Kiwanis Club, do in town, we have Kiwanis Parks. A lot of people are familiar with the Kiwanis Park out at the lake, and we're always looking for things that we can improve on out there. But other things we do are we do coats, hats, gloves, and boots for kids. So we have kids in the community. We provide, coats for them. We also do scholarships, and so we're getting ready to give out at least 2 scholarships to local seniors, here in the community. So that's a big part of it. We sponsor, of course, our Builders Club, our Key Club. The CEO program is another one. We also have a funding committee where we ask for different organizations in the community, not-for-profit organizations, can fill out an application for us, and we will award $500 grants to different organizations. We normally do that around September, October, and but everything stays in our local community. And it's Kiwanis is focused on kids, so youth in the community, and so that's our primary focus. There's a lot of other stuff that we do too, but the kids are our primary focus.
Yep, and that's and I know you folks have talked about that a lot before in your various visits on our Heart Media Group radio stations, and it sounds like this is another way to get involved. So Pancake and Sausage Breakfast this Saturday from 6:30 to 11. You said the tickets are $9. In the last minute, again, where are some of those places they can get tickets?
Yeah, they can get them at Taylorville Community Credit Union at 422 West Main Cross. The Chamber of Commerce has tickets. Any Kiwanian. So if you know a Kiwanian, there's roughly 40 of us or so in the community. come up to any of us, we can get you a ticket. People's Bank and Trust has tickets. But yeah, I know at the credit union, come right up to the teller line, and we've got them out there for you. So.
All right. So that's how to get those tickets for the pancake and sausage breakfast that the Taylorville Kiwanis Club is putting on this weekend. Will Perkins with the Taylorville Kiwanis Club. Will, thank you.
Thank you, Reed.
And thank you for listening here on the WTIM Morning Show on your information station. Stay tuned. We'll have another conversation coming up in about 10 minutes time. And that here is again on WTIM, your information station.
The Big 870 WTIM Assumption Taylorville. 96.1 FM.